So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this official press conference for the first ever World Relay Championships, Nassau 2014. First of all, I'd like to introduce our guests on the table. We have with us Lamine Diak, President of the IAAF, Essa Gabriel, the General Secretary of the IAAF. I'm very happy to have with us from the LOC Keith Parker, who's the LOC Executive Chairman, Mike Sands, who's Bahama Association President and LOC Vice Chairman, and Lionel Haven, who's the Managing Director of the LOC. We'd also like to acknowledge here in the front row, we have the Minister of Sport. You could stand up and say hello to everyone. And then we have IAAF Councilmember Pauline Davis, one of the Golden Girls, and Sergei Bubka, IAAF Vice President, is with us also. So we will have in the second part of this press conference something new, something quite novel. We've got a number of top athletes from the different teams with us, and that will be moderated by Atto Boldon. So that will take place in the second part of this press conference. So to start, may I give the floor now to President Diak.
Thank you, Nick. Yes. Mike, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first edition of the IAAF Relay in Nassau. Teams from 40 countries, consisting more than 500 athletes and representing all the major relay running nations, will compete. These include stars names such as Johan Blake, Shelley and Fraser Price, Sanya Richards, and so on. Teams have been attracted by major incentive. There is $1,400,000 in prize money on offer across 10 relays events, including $50,000 for each victory. This is additionally a 50,000 world record bonus. The top 8 teams in both the men's and women's 4x1 and 4x4 will also automatically qualify for the 2015 IAAF World Championship in Beijing next year. The creation of the IAAF World Relays is the latest example of athletics' continual evolution as a sport. Over the last 40 years, we have seen the decline of national matches and the rise of invitational meetings, the move from the amateur to professional era, the creation of world championships, and more recently, the birth of Diamond League. Therefore, we hope that IAAF World Relays, our latest exciting competition, will appeal to athletes, fans, and media alike. I am pleased already to announce that the stadium is sold out for both days, and we will have a worldwide TV coverage and a live stream on the internet. The relays have traditionally provided the dramatic climax to major championships, with teams battling to get their baton across the finish line. Here in Nassau, with attractive innovation in the event presentation and TV coverage, the relay will take center stage. The organization of the IAAF World Relays is a team effort. We are delighted that the Bahamas, which has such a rich and successful history in relays and are the reigning champion, Olympic men's 4x4 champion, step forward to be the inaugural host. I would like to thank the government of Bahamas, the Bahamas Athletic Association, and our official partners, and to offer our special thanks to all the volunteers without whom this event could not take place. Thank you for your attention. Thank you, Nassau, for welcoming us.
Thank you very much, President. Keith, if I could ask you to take the mic.
Mr. President, members of the start again. Mr. President, General Secretary, Council members, Minister of Sport. I'll keep my finger on the button. It's a pleasure to be here and a great honor for me. I've been involved in track and field in the Bahamas for over 50 years. I've been involved in the organization of CAC championships, Pan American Junior Championships, and so on. I have never been involved in anything at this level. So my address to you may be less formal than you're accustomed to. But I do recognize the importance of the press because, of course, my wife is a journalist by profession. The Bahamas, as you know, has a very small population, 350,000 people. That is from infants to people as old as me or even older. And out of that population, we've produced 27 medalists in the World Championships and the Olympics, several of them being gold medals, as you know, several of them being in the relays, which you also know. So this is a particularly great event for us in the Bahamas. You will find fantastic reception. The stadium will be full on both days, and the main event, the IAAF Championship, will be preceded by purely Bahamian events in which you will see, if you're attending at that time, our junior athletes, and we hope that this great event will influence them to strive for greatness. So if you find any shortcomings, please let us know. We'll do everything possible to correct them and make the event as good as it can possibly be and up to the standard of other world championships. And I wish you all welcome and hope that apart from covering the event and your assignments, you'll find time to enjoy the hospitality of the Bahamas. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Keith. Mike?
Thank you. My task is very simple, though a pleasant one, and that is to say, welcome all of you here to the Bahamas to this inaugural historic event. We, the beach relays, it is a very exciting time for us, especially for myself, to have the honor and the privilege to lead our organization during this historic event. And we look forward to a very, very exciting competition. All of our executives and a number of volunteers have been involved, I am involved in this. We have about 29 hours to start time, and we're very, very excited as to what will be taking place in this country. The entire Bahamas population is also looking forward to this exciting event. You will see them out in their colors, and we also want you to take the opportunity to enjoy our hospitality. We look forward to you being around us again, and again, we want to thank you and welcome to the Bahamas. Thank you very much.
I think that it was a event to create. It existed, I think, I am happy to have in the room a man called Mr. Pumier, organized a lot during the late 70s. Is there? Like standard. In the late 70s and the beginning of the 80s, he created the Relais Jacques in France. And he used to have organized every year to have all the best team competing at this moment. But it was the amateur era. There was no money. So when we arrived, I think in 83, he said, okay, let us forget about this. I'm not able to pay. Travel and so on. But it disappears. But All of you are asking us, when are you going to introduce new events and so on? I tell you, I answer, I'm not the man who will have men and women competing together. It will not be me as president. But we look and we see that is a good event, and we said, okay, we are going to put it on the agenda. But we have to find a country ready to support. And we were very pleased to see our golden, no, I don't say girl, our golden lady saying Bahamas is ready. We said, is really a dream to have relays in Bahamas. And we were thinking it was to 15, and Sergei, but he said, we are ready to 14. So we go. And we have a good reaction from the athletes, and think we will have an exciting event. And I hope we will continue. It's a good event. We have a lot of old records registered, but run very few. 4x1 and 4x4 are run in our World Championship and from time to time in all the area competition. But 4x2, 4x8, 4x15, never. So let us go for this exciting event. It took 3 hours every day, and we had, I think, a nice event for yourself, for the media, for the spectator, for the athletes, and all the family happy. What is that?
Okay, thank you. Down here, Alan.
Thank you so much for having us here. Mr. President, Michael Phelps has said many times that he thinks it's his responsibility to grow the sport of swimming. What responsibility do you think some of track and field's biggest stars, and I think here Usain, but not only Usain, what responsibility do they have to be here to promote this exciting and innovative event? Thank you, Mr. President.
Je pense que I think that Michael Phelps is all right. I think I have a nice photo with Usain when he won in Beijing. And we had a chat. I told him, now you are under history. So, and you have a role to play. You're not only to win, to make money, you will make money, you will win, but you have a responsibility for the future of our sport. It was very conscious on that. I had a meet, he's also his coach, to say, you are the man who met this boy, because I see this boy, I think it was 2002, here, in the Caribbean.
Correct.
I expect him to be a very good for 400. I said, this boy will run under 43. I never expect him in 15. But now he's a fantastic athlete, but possibly it can be preparation, result, and so on. It's the first event. I hope that next year it will be there. But it told me at this moment, I understand that, President, and I will do my best to fulfill this duty. I say you have to do that. Is the role of all our top athletes to do this. But we have to know that it's not there. But we have a full stadium, 2 days. We have a world championship. We have a lot of athletes. We will compete. Very good athletes. We are competing against each other. Me, I look on that. I have a world championship. I don't focus about the one who's not there. I know that it is, we said that, I said some name in my introduction, but here we have a team competition. I think we have a team competition. We have to have good relay and to make it. I would like to have Usain with us. He's not there. We will make a wonderful competition.
Thank you. Any other questions? Down just in front of you.
My name is Laura Foster from the Jamaican Press. My topic for my question is representative of the Golden Girls, Paulie Davis Thompson. I'd like to ask Paulie, to what extent, in your own opinion, do the performances of Sydney in 1999, Sydney in 2000, and London, which gave the world Golden Girls and Golden Knights respectively, to what extent did this contribute to Nassau being granted these inaugural championships?
Basically, I believe that it started back, I will go back to 1984, when the Bahamas made the first 4x100 meter final at the 84 Los Angeles Olympic Games. Myself and my Golden Girl sister, Elise Clark, was on that team. And from then on, we had an ambition that the Bahamas can win relay medals. And that was put into our head by our coach, Mr. Neville Wisdom, who is the former Minister of Sports. And I continue on with that in my head. And then, of course, when the other athletes like Debbie Ferguson and Shonda Sturp and Salvatore Fine came along, then I think it became a true reality for us that it is possible for us to win this medal. And I think it attributes to the fact today why the Bahamas is hosting the World Relays, but I just don't want to just give the Golden Girls credit. I want to give all of my former team members credit for the incredible hard work, not just the relay team, but the individual athletes who have really put their heart and soul out there for our country and have made us all proud. And I think collectively, we have done it for our country for this particular moment. And I just want them to know that I'm very, very proud of them as a fellow athlete, and I know that our country is very proud of us. So I give it to not just to our relay team and not just to the Golden Knights, but to all of the Bahamian athletes, those that came before us, whose shoulders we stand on, and those that are currently continuing to raise that Bahamas flag high.
Yes, I could speak in English. Okay, I think we will about 4-3-2-1 medley. Stick on this traditional event for which we have a world record already going on. Some expect them to be broken. Yeah, but we don't. I think it's an idea we can keep and look on that
For the future.
Good for when I was a student learning in my faculty of law in the team, we used to have 4-3-2-1, but finally they make it 4x4. It was more difficult for me to run a 400 than to run a 2 or a 1. But it's okay. We will keep the idea.
Thank you. Down here in the second row.
Thank you. My name is Elias Makori from the nation of Kenya. My question to the NOC, it's quite impressive seeing full houses for the first 2 days, the 2 days of the championship. What makes the spring a tradition in Bahamas, a success in Bahamas? For example, do you have a study of full if we had a 10,000 meters race?
What was the germane question?
The question is, what makes the spring
Well, I think Pauline alluded to the fact that, first of all, in this region, you must appreciate what our product really is. I mean, we have the Johan Blakes, we have the Pauline Davis Thompsons, we have the Chris Browns. And from our regional perspective, we are very, very proud of our history in the sprint event. So even if we did have this, the 10,000, it will be filled because we welcome our friends and colleagues from the European nations, the distance running countries such as Kenya and Morocco and all those other countries that we're not used to seeing on this side of the globe, that type of world performances. And so the excitement is enhanced by the fact that we have the traditional sprint events that's going to create the excitement just between us and our regional brothers alone, the NACAC region. But to add to that element of that distance running, the type of world-class running that we would see in this region, not seen before, has contributed to the excitement of not being able to find seats in the stadium at this point.
Over here, Michael Reich.
Michael, I'm from Germany. So what it concerns is about the prize money, quite an amount, $1.5 million prize money. Can anybody please tell me where this money comes from? Is it from the budget or
Pour le prize money, c'est 1,4 million. D'où est-ce que ça vient? Est-ce que c'est le budget du comité d'organisation ou le nôtre?
LOCR.
Il dit que celui qui vous répond répond. Donc c'est lui, il faut lui donner. Allez-y.
I think I heard someone say this is a gift from the Bahamas. Our Minister of Sport sitting on the front row here. Would you care to take a bow, Mr. Minister? Thank you. Does that answer the question?
Yes.
Thank you.
I have to add that when Pauline said, when we decided to make the event, we said we'll make it, we will find a country ready to do it and to pay the prize money. And Pauline said, I said, Pauline, you are sure that you will be followed by your government? She said, yeah, I come back, President, I come to you, leave it to Bahamas. And I was pleased to see the minister saying, okay, we will do that.
And just let me add, we say politics and sports don't mix, but this time it's a good mix because the government of the Bahamas, I don't want to underestimate the involvement of the government of the Bahamas that has undertaken to support this event to the fullest. We have a very friendly sports government, and I cannot thank the government enough for their support that is put behind making this event a success.
Thank you. I have time for one more question before we bring the athletes. There's a gentleman over here who asked for the mic.
Kermit Taylor, Bahamas Athletics. This is for the General Secretary. You came here on a number of occasions to do site inspections. From when we first received the first assignment over to us from the Chinese government, and now you're here again. Talk about, with the young mind, the transformation of the stadium from when we first came to see today.
Thank you for your question. It is always a pleasure to come to the Bahamas. It has been indeed a pleasure to come for a number of site visits and to work together with the local organizing committee to ramp up operations and to come up to a level which I think everybody will witness tomorrow is a world-class level. The transformation you speak about has been spectacular and visual compared, for example, to the Carifta, or the organization of the Carifta we saw here, and they're now taking it to, as Keith said, to another level. And that indeed has been a powerful move and a strong one. And the local organizing committee, to which we are a team now today, should be commended for that. And they're pulling all the stops to make it happen. So still a day to go, but it has been a spectacular journey.